I'm Kutchins Adler, the Buttery Babe, and today we're making our favorite fall breakfast treat, sweet potato pancakes. We eat sweet potatoes for dinner a lot, and I always make an extra so we can have a great breakfast in the morning. This is one sweet potato. It was roasted and mushed up. It's about 1.5 cups. If you don't want to roast your sweet potato, you can microwave it. We don't have a microwave, so everything goes in the oven. You could also use 1.5 cups of canned pumpkin, but this is 1.5 cups of roasted sweet potato. We have 1/4 cup of butter, 1.5 cups of milk, 2 eggs, 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour, and then we have 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and then a pinch of nutmeg. You know my nutmeg and my little grater. So that was, of course, grated up fresh, and we'll just finish it off. The first thing we're gonna do is take our butter and start melting it. At the same time, I'm gonna put on our cast iron skillet so it can preheat. I'm just going to put the skillet on low so it can start to warm up. So this is a really easy recipe. We're going to start here with the dry ingredients. So as I said, we had 1.5 cups of flour. Oh, we also have some butter and maple syrup, but that's for later. And then we're going to take the baking powder, baking soda, cinnamon, and nutmeg, and just plop them right in. And then just a pinch of salt. And the salt is going to make everything taste better. Really just a pinch. Of course, I'm using my kosher salt because it's the best. So we're going to mix those together. Just using the same spoon I'm going to make the pancakes with. No big deal. Mix. I don't like to sift. I think it's a waste of my time. And then I got to clean something else. So we'll just mix, mix, mix so that everything is together. Making the pancakes with the muffin method. So that means that all the liquids are going to get mixed together. Then all the dried are mixed together separately, and then you make the two become one. Kind of like marriage. Yay! So, our butter's almost melted. That just needs another second. While it's doing its thing, we're going to crack the 2 eggs right into the sweet potatoes. And then we're adding that 1.5 cups of milk. If you want to make it more rich, you could use whole milk or half and half. You could use buttermilk, would be delicious, or you could even do 1 cup of milk and 1/2 cup of sour cream. But we're just sticking with the milk today. See how nice and sizzly my butter is? I'm going to let that cool down for a second while I mix the other things together. Pop those yolks and get that all mixed together. I did mush the sweet potato by hand, so there might be a few little chunks. That's okay. It makes it more authentico. Yum, yum. See how vibrant and beautiful that is? Sweet potatoes have a ton of vitamins, lots of vitamin C and B, a lot of fiber in there. This is almost healthy if I really stretch the imagination, because we are going to fry it up and then top it with butter and pure maple syrup. So that's all mixed together. Now we're just going to pour in the butter, because I am the Buttery Babe, so how could we have a whole recipe without the butter? Mix that together. Now that that's all mixed, we're just going to add our dry ingredients. So you're just going to plop them on the top. Plop. Everybody in the bowl. No one likes this wallflower in pancake land. And then we're going to mix it together gently. You can do it with your spatula. I've already got my whisk out, so that's what we're using. Remember, our cast iron skillet is heating up. If you have a cast iron griddle, that's great. If you don't have any cast iron, that's fine. Just use your regular skillet. Or if you have an electric skillet, this is a great thing to make on there. You can put it on medium, and everything will be nice and hunky-dory. I used to have one. I don't know where it went. It got lost in the moves. See how there's a few little flecks of flour left? That's okay. Not a problem. So, let's go on over. Now that the skillet's warm, we're going to raise that up to medium. nice and warm. I'm frying today in just a little bit of oil. You can use Crisco, you can use butter. Just be ready for frying. So I like little pancakes because little pancakes get extra butter. And we're just gonna put them in a spoonful and then flatten them out a little bit so that they cook nice and even. I'm gonna do 4 pancakes at a time. I don't like any of them to be crowded. I also think it makes it easier to flip them if there's not too many in there. And again, just flatten it out a little bit. Flatten, flatten. While those are cooking away, I'm gonna get my plate so we can put them on there. You can keep your plates in the oven on low to stay warm. Also, if you're making a big batch or you got up early and your family's not up yet, just pop all the pancakes on a cookie sheet and put them in the oven about 200. They'll stay nice and warm. You don't want a cold pancake. That could be choky and bad. And we don't like choky and bad. So our pancakes are cooking. You can see they're nice. They've got a little bit of oil in there. You know they're going to be ready to flip when you start to see bubbles around the edges, because that means that they're cooked. See how we're just starting to get a bubble on the first one? And the baking powder in there made them puff up real nice. We're going to lift one up and see. It's nice and golden. I think I'm going to lower the temperature just a bit. And we're going to carefully flip him over. So this is a really quick breakfast, especially if you already have the sweet potatoes from the night before, which I always make the extra one. The dog likes sweet potatoes too. Keep his coat soft. And if they get a little squished on the edges, no problem. When I had a bed and breakfast, I would make pancakes all the time, and they were always ugly. So I called them ugly cakes on the menu. And people ordered even more of them because they thought it sounded interesting. Now I've gotten pretty good after so many years that they're mostly round. Round is my favorite shape, so I'm going to take mostly round over not round at all. The whole thing, start to finish, what, 5 minutes? No big deal. So we're waiting for that second side to get golden brown. If you need to add a little more oil in your skillet, go ahead. A little bit of butter. Shouldn't take but a minute. And let's check on him. Perfect. So we're just going to slide these over to the plate. And pancakes, like everything else, if it sticks to the griddle, it means it's not ready yet. The pancake's telling you he doesn't want to come up, that he wants to cook a little bit longer. So there's our sweet potato pancakes. And we've got some butter and some maple syrup. It's a beautiful maple syrup that we got in Michigan. Ah! My butter's escaping. So, just a little bit on top. Well, it's butter. There's going to be a lot of it. And a little maple syrup. And you're golden. It's Emily Kutchins Adler, the Buttery Babe. Thanks for joining me for sweet potato pancakes.